The Airbus A380 is currently the largest and one of the most comfortable commercial aircraft in operation. You'd be surprised to know that you don't necessarily need to go for a 12-hour trip to enjoy a quiet and smooth A380 ride. In this video, we're going to discover 10 of the shortest Airbus A380 flights in the world. Number 1 is simply mind-blowing, so make sure you stick with me until the end to find it out. If you wish to get your personal A380 model, I have shared with you in the description of this video some of the best models you need to have in your collection. Check them out and get yours today. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a small like because it greatly helps me out. All that said and done, let's get started. Number 10. Dubai to Cairo, 1,307 nautical miles, 3 hours 50 minutes. Surprisingly, the Dubai-Cairo route is one of the Emirates' most popular. The demand for this route is so high that in March 2021, Emirates announced they would be running 2 A380 flights per day. This equates to approximately 1,800 passengers per day traveling between the two cities. The flight lasts around 3 hours 50 minutes and covers 1,307 nautical miles. Emirates first scheduled the route back in 2019 when it flew its flagship A380. This made it the first regularly scheduled A380 flight to Egypt. The flagship model in question could carry 512 passengers. It had 14 luxury first-class seats, 72 flatbed business-class seats, and 426 economy seats. When asked about the A380 usage for this particular route, Emirates' chief operating officer said, "Our close relationship with Egypt spans over 30 years, and we reaffirm our commitment to the country by operating our iconic A380 to Cairo." Number 9. Sydney to Auckland, 1,163 nautical miles, 3 hours 40 minutes. Along with the Sydney-Christchurch route, Emirates also used to operate an A380 service to the capital and northern island of New Zealand, situated 1,163 nautical miles away. Sadly, in 2017, the route was axed due to low demand, and the A380s were replaced with Qantas's more economical aircraft such as the A330 and the Boeing 737. Emirates lost some passengers because of this, the reason being that travelers on the Dubai-Sydney flight were very business-oriented. They liked the services on board the A380, in-flight Wi-Fi, stand-up bar, and so on. The main competitor for Emirates was Air New Zealand, who flew the Boeing 787 and the 777 across the Tasman with incredible business-class service. These jets have much better business facilities and run at a more flexible schedule, which is very appealing to business-class travelers. Number 8. Christchurch to Sydney, 1,144 nautical miles, 3 hours 40 minutes. The first Emirates A380 on the list flies between two Australasian cities. Christchurch is located on the coast and is the largest city on the southern island of New Zealand. Sydney is the capital of New South Wales and is one of the largest cities in Australia. The two are only 1,144 nautical miles apart, which gives a total flight time of 3 hours 40 minutes. Emirates also operates flights from Dubai to Sydney, and this means passengers who want to go from Dubai to New Zealand will be able to do so only on Emirates planes. They schedule these flights deliberately so passengers can seamlessly leave one plane and board the next one, hence the reason why they need an A380 to operate this route. Number 7. Guangzhou to Seoul Incheon, 1,117 nautical miles, 3 hours 40 minutes. China Southern Airlines' second shortest route is between its hub in Guangzhou and Seoul Incheon in South Korea. Seoul is the capital city of South Korea, and its airport Incheon welcomes around 35 million passengers every year. China Southern Airlines was the first carrier to continue A380 operations throughout the pandemic, and this route is new to their network. Services commenced on August 20th, 2020, and the A380 was scheduled to fly every Thursday. The flight only lasts 3 hours and 40 minutes and covers 1,117 nautical miles, making it the shortest A380 flight in operation at the time. Additionally, Korean Air also flies this route once per week with one of their 10 A380s, which makes this route the busiest A380 route currently in operation. Number 6. Guangzhou to Beijing, 1,046 nautical miles, 3 hours. Currently, the world's third shortest A380 flight is operated between Guangzhou and Beijing. China Southern Airlines operates one of the only domestic A380 flights in the world, which lasts only 3 hours and covers 1,046 nautical miles. Guangzhou is the third largest city in China. Previously known as Canton, it is famously the birthplace of Cantonese food. Beijing is China's sprawling metropolis capital. The Great Wall of China famously passes through it. The route between the two cities is one of the busiest in the world and most days has nearly 30 flights run by various carriers. China Southern Airways is yet to resume service between the two with the A380 due to the pandemic. Number 5. Beijing to Shenzhen, 1,042 nautical miles, 3 hours 15 minutes. Another domestic China Southern Airlines route makes this list with Beijing-Shenzhen. They operate this flight once per day, and it typically lasts 3 hours and 15 minutes and covers 1,042 nautical miles. This is an extremely busy route as it has around 45 flights per day. The A380 occupies this route along with many other planes from CSA's fleet such as the A320 and the A350. Beijing is in the north of China. Shenzhen is in the southeast, very close to Hong Kong. It famously links Hong Kong to the mainland and has been the world's fastest-growing city for the last 40 years. The route was first flown in March 2014 and was used by China Southern Airlines until the pandemic hit in 2020. The route is now only flown by cheaper and more economic aircraft types like the A330 and A320. Number 4. Bangkok to Hong Kong, 993 nautical miles, 2 hours 55 minutes. This flight lasts around 2 hours and 55 minutes, and the A380s are flown by both Thai Airways and, of course, once again, Emirates. On the 2nd of April 2021, Emirates resumed daily A380 flights for the first time since the outbreak of the pandemic. The airline operates a flight from Dubai to Bangkok before continuing onwards to Hong Kong, where it flies 993 nautical miles. Interestingly, passengers of this flight are offered a free COVID PCR test from one of the many hospitals in Bangkok. This was a scheme to help introduce tourists back into Thailand. The country heavily relies on visitors, and COVID has had a very nasty financial effect on the country. It seems that A380s are still firmly within Emirates' plans for the future since they own almost 50% of all A380s ever built. Number 3. Dubai to Jeddah, 905 nautical miles, 2 hours 50 minutes. The third shortest scheduled A380 flight is between the capital city of the United Arab Emirates and the largest port city in Saudi Arabia. The distance between the two is 905 nautical miles, and the flight lasts 2 hours and 50 minutes. Due to the pandemic, Emirates had to stop this service for nearly a year. Thankfully, the Super Jumbo returned to where it belonged, flying this route again from November 2020. On the 30th of March 2021, the flight landed at the King Abdulaziz International Airport in Jeddah, which is usually not a huge deal. However, the airport has constructed a new terminal, and the Emirates A380 was the first aircraft to ever use it. To commemorate this special event, Emirates placed their flagship aircraft on this route. Number 2. Kuwait to Doha, 291 nautical miles, 1 hour 31 minutes. Qatar Airways operated their A380 on this route for a short while before replacing it with the better-suited 777. The demand dropped as UAE relations broke down with its Persian Gulf neighbors. Doha is the capital city of Qatar. Kuwait is a small country in Western Asia, and the two destinations are only 291 nautical miles apart. This route is now mainly operated by Qatar Airways and Kuwait Airlines. They use the Boeing 777 and Airbus A330 respectively, considering the A380 too inconvenient to operate on such a short route. And here we go for the shortest flight ever operated on an Airbus A380. If you've enjoyed the video so far, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so far. Number 1. Dubai to Muscat, 311 nautical miles, 40 minutes. The Dubai-based airline holds the title for the shortest ever A380 flight. There are only 183 nautical miles between their home base and the capital city of Oman. The company has anticipated that the route is going to be extremely popular. As a result, the A380 was flown twice daily between the two cities, each flight only lasting 40 minutes. Usually, an A380 cruises at about 40,000 feet, but this flight was carried out at just 19,000 feet, which is less than half the altitude. Interestingly, the electrical wiring on an A380 stretches out to around 311 miles, 100 miles further than the flight distance of the flight itself. Furthermore, it takes a team of 42 people to clean the entire aircraft in just 35 minutes. The A380 is only in the air 5 minutes longer than it takes to clean it. That's just ridiculously impressive, isn't it? Have you ever been on any of these flights? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you want to watch more aviation top 10s, click on any of the videos you see on your screen right now. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss an upload. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.